Hey everyone, the numbers are in for Emerald Beach Resort in Panama City Beach for the third quarter of 2024. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. This video, I want to go through the market and show you what I saw in third quarter and where prices may be heading going into the last part of the year, early next year. Also specific pricing for Emerald Beach Resort. First, I'm bringing back our e-alert system. I know a lot of you have been signed up for this already. I'm relaunching this software today, tomorrow. So if you'd like back in the system or have never been in it, I'll tell you what it is in a second. But if you want to sign up again, 850-290-0417. Just text Emerald Beach and I'll get you set up. It's free. There's no obligation to work with me. It's just accurate information that I like people to have who want it. I think it's a very helpful thing. What it is anytime a unit comes up for sale, changes price, goes pending, or sells, you'll receive an email, and I can set it up so that you receive this information regularly as it happens, or once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. A lot of people like to use this to keep track of the market. It's the most accurate way I've seen in 21 years for people to keep up with the value of their real estate. There's no spin. It's just the actual sales prices is the best part. It's easy to use. It looks good. Let me show you a sample of what it looks like. It looks excellent on mobile. You wouldn't have this sidebar here, but these banners, imagine this being Emerald Beach Resort only, each tile. And you would see price adjustments. It'll tell you the amount, the dollar amount, and the percentage. You'll have all the access to all the photos. More details about how long something's been listed for sale. And you can even then get into pricing history if the price has changed a number of times, and even full details. You can see the entire listing. You can read the descriptions, see the specs. If it's new to the market, it'll have a yellow banner. If it's back on the market, it has this blue banner. I think when it sells, it's a red banner, has the accurate price, the accurate date. It's a phenomenal way to stay updated without having to call a real estate office, real estate agent. Again, there's so many tools us agents have access to that customers don't, or that owners don't. And this is one that I can give you access to that basically lets you have access to the information like we do. So if you like it, I like giving it away, and a lot of agents don't do that. I like people to have it so they have the accurate information so they can really know what's happening with the market. So on that note, what happened in the third quarter in the condo market? Remember, 5 or 6 months of inventory has always been the number we use in real estate for decades now to represent a neutral market. When the number is lower, it's a hotter market, seller's market. When the number is higher, it's a buyer's market. We've been going from very, very low, 1.43 months of inventory in March of 2023 to very, very high, 12.85 months of inventory in September of this year. We got a little relief in the third quarter if you just look at that, but you can see how dramatic we've slowed down this year. And we know a lot of the reasons why. Higher insurance costs, higher HOA fees, structural integrity reserve studies had been triggering assessments. Higher loan costs for buyers was making it more expensive for them, and rental revenues are down. So it's more expensive to own this thing. So fundamentally in real estate, when cash flows up, the value of the asset's up. When cash flows down, the value's down. That's another way to think about it. It's what this chart is telling us. That's why there's pressure on pricing to come down. I'm going to tell you my 2 scenarios where I think prices are headed in just a minute, but let's look at Emerald Beach Resort activity from the third quarter. 5 sales, starting with a 2 1-bedroom, 1 baths sold at $318 and $325. We had 3 2-bedroom, 2-bath units sell, $492, $525, and $530. We were the ones we sold, helped the sellers on unit 500 that sold for the highest price there, $530,000. If you look at what's pending currently, there are 0 units currently pending. If we look at another interesting way to look at the market is to see who tried to sell and pulled their unit off the market. 11 units were on the market and decided to try and do something different. That's a big number. When the market's hot, you don't see units ever coming off the market because they sell. Just the opposite, 11 units coming off the market because they couldn't get sold. Currently, there are 13 units for sale. Let's talk about pricing really quick. There are a couple one bedroom, one baths. The least expensive is $405, and then you have one at $439.5 and $445. A couple of the one bedroom, two baths are for sale, $424,900 and $429 are the asking prices there. Two bedroom units are starting at $519 and go from $519 up to $549, and then one of the three bedroom units is asking $719,000. So, considering all of this, let's talk about the two scenarios where pricing could be headed. We've already seen price depreciation in the condo market. Prices are moving down. The median sales price has moved down from $573 in March of last year to $449. The average sales price has moved down from $583 to $477. Price depreciation has been a very real thing. One thing that's been happening in the market because we've had so few sales happening is the price depreciation has been pretty slow. Because if you think about the sales market like some gears that need to get going and get going and get going, there have been so few sales that we're picking up the trend slower and slower. As sales pick up, I think scenario number one is the market can continue to depreciate. The fundamentals of condo ownership are just more expensive than they were a couple years ago. That's going to put pressure on pricing to come down, and there's a lot of supply. I think for a period of time, we could get worse before we get better. The most important thing I could continue to talk to sellers about is this could take time. It's already taken us a year and a half to come off of the highs to where we are today. It could take more time before we find a bottom. Then it could take more time for the bottom to stay sort of flat, and then someone start asking more for real estate and for things to turn the other way and see slight appreciation before we finally get enough momentum with appreciation to get into a hot market again. 2004 and 5, the market was extremely hot. Crashed in 2008-9 and took us some time to find the bottom, and then it took us 10 years to get back to a hot market again, appreciating little by little all that time. Rental revenues ticked up a little bit by that time too. So just know if you're making some decisions around this asset and what to do with it, we still could get worse before we get better. So if you're saying, well, let me wait 3 months or 6 months before I sell it, you could be selling into a worse situation than you are today. Option number two, I think that's a very real possibility. I think another possibility is that maybe we're already about at the bottom. Real estate sales can be always interesting, sluggish around a presidential election. We get past that, maybe we continue to see interest rates come down for buyers. That helps. Maybe we get out of an active storm season. Hurricanes on the news in Florida certainly don't help the cause. Maybe a little more patience of a month or two of getting past this, and maybe into late December, early January, where people start thinking about next year's market. Maybe we see some momentum and we don't lose a whole lot more on paper. I think that's possible. I think there's more risk to the downside first before that happens, but those are my 2 cents. Again, I think the best way to keep up with things is that real-time information of what is selling and what people are asking. It's a great way to look at it. You can glimpse at it every now and again. Again, if you want to be signed up for that, 850-290-0417. Text me Emerald Beach Resort, and I'll get you set up. I'll have another in-depth look at the market and see what happened in this fourth quarter at the beginning of 2025. I can't believe I'm saying 2025. Beginning of next year. So enjoy the rest of the year. Let's dodge some more hurricanes. And thanks for watching.